Good morning, everyone. I am Ann LaFollette, and I am a surface pattern designer and a creative coach. And what that means is that I actually help creatives like you grow and build your businesses online. And I focus primarily on surface pattern design because I found surface pattern design in my late 50s and completely fell in love with it. But that is a story for another time. On today's broadcast, I want to focus on what I like to call don't stop before you start. And I have 5 ways that I want to share with you that will help you do it scared. And the context for this broadcast is that we just closed Bonnie Christine's immersion course. So Bonnie Christine is one of my colleagues in the surface design space. She's a brilliant surface pattern designer, and she just closed enrollment for her surface pattern design immersion course, which is an incredible 8-week course that she offers once a year. And I am one of her affiliates. I love supporting her and helping her sell her course every year. And when people join the program, frequently, whether it's her program or it's another sort of new adventure that you are embarking on, frequently we can have these voices in our head that say, oh my gosh, am I in the right place? Did I make a mistake? Everyone else seems to be way farther ahead than me. And I want to address those voices because they do come up at the beginning of a new journey, and yet they're also mixed in with your excitement and with your delight in having made this choice, and with the anticipation that everything is going to get started and you're going to learn these amazing new skills and be able to actually make money in a completely new and different way, which is what the surface design industry enables you to do. So I want to address 5 ways that you can bust through this limiting belief. And the limiting belief is this feeling that you want to stop before you even get started. And I want to highly encourage you to not fall into that trap. And here are 5 ways to help you do that. So the first way is you have to start. So you've made a commitment to start, you are excited about going down this new path, you want to learn, you're a lifelong learner and enjoy the sort of the energy and the revitalization and the community that comes from joining something new. So starting is the most important step. Don't stop before you start. Jump in and get started, and remember why you're there. Remember why you made the decision to get into the course to begin with and get started. Because here's the thing, if you don't even start, you're not even going to know what you missed. And you're not going to know about the incredible opportunity that you signed up for, and you're not going to be able to then make a judgment as to how you want to utilize this new skill and how you want to move forward and incorporate it into your existing business, or actually start a brand new business with it, or a brand new creative venture with it. And so you're really kind of I don't want to use too many cliches, but you're really sort of, cutting off your nose to spite your face, for lack of a better description. So you really, really, really have to start. So that is number 1. So number 2 is really critical, especially in today's day and age. Don't compare yourself to others. So here's something that has a tendency to happen when you join a new program, especially if there's going to be a Facebook group or some kind of online community that's a part of the experience. People are asked to introduce themselves. They're asked to post pictures of either work that they've done or work they've done in the past, or just more about themselves. And so you can immediately start to compare yourself to all of these stories that are starting to appear about, oh my gosh, this woman already knows how to do a repeating pattern and I don't, or oh my gosh, this woman already has a business and I don't even have a business yet. So that is really dangerous territory. And in today's day and age, where we all carry a phone around in our pocket and we all follow social media, that has a tendency to be something that really can be a hit to our self-esteem, because we're constantly seeing what other people are doing. And it's, of course, a very natural reaction to compare yourself to what other people are doing. But in the context of when you want to learn something new, think about that community as a support group. Think about that community as people you can learn from and lean into and rely upon to help you. Don't think about them as being far ahead of you or not. And the other thing I would say about the comparison game is that it's really, really important to remember that anytime you compare yourself to someone else, you know your whole story, right? You know all of your warts, you know all of your strengths and weaknesses, but when you look at someone else, you actually don't know anything about them. You only see what it is that they are putting forward, and so it's an impossible comparison because, of course, you know everything about yourself and you know almost nothing about the other person, and so you're really kind of doing this comparison on shifting sand, and it doesn't do anything for your self-esteem, it doesn't help you move forward, and so I highly encourage you to flip the switch in terms of don't compare yourself to that community, but think of that community as a rich tapestry of people, experiences, support, potential engagement, potential business partners, just all of the positives that come from finding a community of people who are interested in the same thing. So that is number 2, don't compare yourself to others. Number 3 is practice, practice, practice. And this one is super practical, and you guys know me, I'm a very practical person. Practice, 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 and leaning into just getting the work done is a great place to be safe, to be feeling like you're making progress, and to make sure that you're leaning into the experience with everything that you've got. So let me share a story that is in James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, and it's a great book. You might want to check it out. So he tells this story about how there were 2 groups of students who were in a photography course, and the teacher broke the group into two separate groups, and basically one group was going to be graded and was told they were going to be graded on the quantity of work that they produced, and the other group was told that they were going to be graded on the quality of the work, like the one best photo that they took. And guess what happened? So what happened is that the work that was produced by the quantity group was phenomenal in terms of the quality of work that they ended up producing because they experimented, they made mistakes, they took tons and tons of pictures, they tried all kinds of different things, they were willing to kind of experiment and do things that they were outside of their comfort zone, and as a result, something really amazing emerged. On the other hand, the students who were super nervous about I have to create the best picture in the frickin' world, they had a really hard time because they didn't make as much work. And as a result, they had all of this pressure about anytime they took a picture, it had to be perfect. And they didn't do as much work, they didn't get as much experience, they didn't get as much practice. And as a result, their final quote best picture wasn't actually that good. So that is also part of why my number 3 tip is this practice, practice, practice. When you're getting into a new skill, or you're leaning into acquiring a new skill, especially something like surface design that does take a lot of practice, you are going to be so much better off if you lean in and you do a lot of work. It'll help you identify your signature style. It will help you identify what you love about this practice. It will help you understand so much better the different possibilities that will be the right ones for you, because you will have experimented and made more mistakes and not felt that your work had to be precious and perfect every single time you sat down to create a pattern. So number 4 is to create a system that is going to support you. And this is another sort of organizational tip. And so what I do when I am taking a new course or I'm in a workshop is, if I know there's going to be a lot of material, I want to make sure that I actually get myself a binder. And I want to ensure that I am going to stay on top of all of the material, because I very much believe in ensuring you get the full value out of any program or workshop that you're participating in. So here is what I do, and I share this with love, and if this doesn't work for you, that's totally fine, but I am very organized. So I will get a binder. I'll print out a really beautiful sort of photograph or screenshot of the course title or the workshop title, and I'll put it on the top of my binder so it's really easy for me to recognize the binder when it's on my shelf. I'll get the number of tabs that are required for the course. So if it's an 8-week course, I'll get 8 tabs, and I'll make sure that I then make each one of them say Module 1, Module 2, Module 3. And then as I go through the program, I'll create a little cheat sheet. And actually, if you are in the immersion program and you came through my affiliate link, I'm sending you cheat sheets at the beginning of every week. And the cheat sheet is one piece of paper that tells you every single lesson that you're going to watch with a little check mark area so you can check it off as you finish it. I'm showing you a version from one of my students who already posted about how fabulous this cheat sheet is. And it also indicates when there's a downloadable file or an extra practice file or something else that's included as extra material that you can print out and put in your binder. Now, programs like Bonnie's and also like My Academy program are really robust. There's a lot of information and a lot of teaching, and so you're going to want to go through the material several times. And having a binder as you go through it the first time is also an incredible gift to yourself for when you decide to go through the program again, because everything is already organized for you. You're going to be able to refresh your memory. You're going to be able to go deeper in certain areas. As you create the binder, you can take notes about areas that you know you're going to want to circle back to, and it can just become an incredibly valuable gift to yourself. So I highly recommend that that be one of your systems, and get out your calendar or get out your planner and take a look at the schedule and when new modules are going to come out if you're in an online course, or when your workshops are happening if you're actually doing a live workshop or an in-person workshop. And make sure that you are looking at your total schedule for every week and block out the times that you're going to be doing the work. I think anything that gets scheduled actually gets done, and I don't know who said that, but I know that that is a truism, that anything that gets scheduled will actually get done. So number 5 is to enjoy the process. I think that we need to sometimes slow down, recognize the fact that we are all incredibly unique individuals. We all learn differently. Some of us prefer to read, some of us prefer to watch videos, some of us like to do both. A lot of us like to actually practice as we're going through material. Others like to watch the video first and then watch it a second time and do the work along, side by side. Whatever your style is, embrace that style and embrace the fact that this is a learning journey that's supposed to bring you joy, and it will bring you joy if you slow down and you recognize that wherever you are in that journey is exactly the right place for you. And it's really fun. The learning process is fun. It's rejuvenating. It keeps us young. It gives us new skills that we're going to be able to use in a variety of different ways. And enjoying the process is part of the entire experience that I don't want any of you to miss. Remember that this journey is your journey. Lean into your own personal experience. Of course, lean into the community if there is a community, to get support and engagement and to get motivation and inspiration from it. But watch out for that comparison game. I think if you embrace these 5 tips, that you will find more often than not that as you sit down to do work, that you will move from a place of anxiety into a place of flow. And I just want you to repeat after me that you can do this. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and click that little bell so that you will get notified whenever I have a new video. And I always like to say in closing that I am Ann LaFollette, and it's never too late to create. Bye for now, and I'll see you next week.